Hello traders, I want to do a quick recap for you here for the 16th of July, Monday, with the Elite Range Bar trading system that we use. So to get things started, basically, we had Frankfurt Open happening here. I was definitely looking for what we call a Type 3 setup in there. We had a lot of the factors show up for that, but we didn't actually get a proper entry. So unfortunately, missed that move down over all of the next hour, and that's a little bit unfortunate, especially when you can see it setting up and you know it's coming, but you just don't get the proper trigger for it. But part of what we do with the Elite Range Bar trading system is that we really look for very specific patterns, very specific setups that we can take, and that way we can keep a really high winning percentage. So sometimes you do miss a move like this, but that's okay because as long as you're taking the good, repeatable setups, you'll do quite well. Then we had another Type 3 that was a long here at London Open. And that one is one that I just personally missed. I should have been paying more attention, should have been more focused at London Open. I just missed it, and it got away from me. And then after that, I took my first trade, basically right on the hour here at 9 o'clock, and you can see that it was a full loss. My stop was just underneath the entry bar, so basically a 5-pip loss, which is, this is a 3 pip range bar chart. So 5 pips is the most I ever really lose on this, maybe 6 pips at the most. And that's really one of our advantages with this, is that we do keep our losses very small, so that when we do have our wins, if we have a good winning percentage, a good risk reward, we end up doing very well with those small losses, even if we do have 1 or 2 or 3 in a day. So it was a little bit of a frustrating start, especially missing the first move down over Frankfurt, missing the long, and then having your first trade be a loss. But that happens sometimes, so you just have to keep powering through, and things will eventually work out for you. And then I had another, what we call a Type 1 short in here, and I took that one, and I held that one because it moved down with some really good momentum, as you can see on the M5. And so I just kept holding. I considered just taking profit once we reached 2200, but we didn't quite get there and we popped off. And so I wasn't willing to take my profit anymore. I thought we would at least come down and touch that. So once we came down, I just tightened things up and waited to see if we would break through, which we did. And eventually, when I saw a pattern here that I thought was stalling the move, I just took my pips for 27 pips. And then just after that, not long at all, we had another opportunity for a short. And this one, I let it come down once. The second time, when it started to bounce, I just took my pips because I already saw this move as being very extended. So just took 8 pips there. That's all right, though. Late in the move, it's all right just to take a small win on that, especially when you have a big win for the rest of the move. Then over the course of the London lunch, I basically just took some time off, step away from the charts. I try not to really trade during that time, usually anyways. And there was a potential Type 3 short as well that I missed. And that one basically led into the news. The news had a huge reaction, as you can see, so there was no way to really get in directly on that news with our systems. But pretty quickly after, with all the momentum that was in the market, I did manage to find a long. I had to wait a little bit to see if it was going to go because the move was fairly extended and it wasn't breaking immediately. But I gave it a little bit of time because I was willing to take maybe a 5-pip loss or so on that, and it did eventually keep breaking upward. And I just mentally trailed my stop as it went because we really just kept this very strong trending move going. And it wasn't until things started to come down a little bit and looking like they were turning over that I took my pips off the table, took 20 pips. Could have done a fair bit better there. There was an option for up to maybe 30 pips or so. But sometimes, if you're trying to give a little bit of room to let the trade develop, to let the trade breathe, you are going to give up a few pips from time to time. So I was pretty happy with that exit. And then I took a Type 1 short here, a little bit of a trend reversal, which was nicely timed with the New York Open 2, something we talk about in the course in terms of helping out our timing and specifically how to help it out on a macro level in terms of the overall market, but also in a very short-term momentum way as well, so that we can minimize our risk, minimize our drawdown. So I took a short here. It was a Type 1, but it was a variation of a Type 1 that we use, a slightly more advanced technique that we talk about in the course called a 1SP. And we took a short there, and I basically got out once we had failed a few times. We were bouncing around. I was just more than happy at that time of the day to take my pips off the table to take the 12. And you can see obviously that it did, if I allowed it to come back, it did go quite a bit further overall. If I gave it a little bit of time, I could have had up to maybe 25 pips or so on that one. So that was a little bit unfortunate. That was not one of my better exits considering what was available, but still fairly pleased with it, because you just don't know when you get something like this if it is going to come back up, especially when you look at how strong this move up was. There's always a reasonable chance that it could pull back a bit, find orders, and continue on. So I was happy just banking those 12 pips there. The thumbs up here was just one that I was already done for the day as soon as I closed this trade. I usually try and wrap up pretty quickly after New York Open 2, which is the New York Stock Exchange Open. But there was another opportunity here for a type 3 long for our traders that they were able to take that one for some more pips as well. So you can see that today there was a lot available. Really, I just didn't have the best of days in terms of getting all of the trades that were there. If I had, could have done a lot better than the 5 trades, 4 wins, 1 loss, and 62 pips that I did manage to get. And that's all with spreads included as well. I always mark it off with the spreads when I do this. So overall, pretty good day. I also traded the Euro Yen a little bit, which had some really good trades. I didn't trade the range bar 4 chart on the Euro USD today. I just focused on the range bar 3, but you can't really complain. It was a pretty solid day in terms of 62 pips available, or that were actually banked, and even more available than that. So hope you liked the video. And as far as the actual course goes, I've still got people working through a lot of the early birds, early adopters on the course, and some friends as well. So far, reception is really, really great on the Elite Range Bar system, and people have been using it for a long time. So I already know that there's been a lot of success with it. And it should be online quite soon. I'm redoing a few videos based on a little bit of feedback and doing some more market recaps just to improve the course a little bit more. And I'll be putting it online quite soon, so you can subscribe to the YouTube channel for updates, or you can go onto the website and subscribe to the RSS feed as well, and definitely keep updated on what's going on with the course. All right, thanks a lot, guys. I will talk to you later.